A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Thursday, August 4th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. A Middletown man who was punched in the head and kicked when he fell to the ground last week has died from his injuries, and the alleged perpetrator has been charged with manslaughter. The incident occurred at the BP gas station at 139 Wickham Avenue in the city of Middletown, police said. Officers found 31-year-old Daniel Mesa Rios lying on the ground unconscious. Police identified the alleged suspect as Jose Vasquez Rivera, who had engaged in an altercation with the victim. Vasquez Rivera was initially charged with assault, but when Mesa Rios died at the hospital on Saturday, Vasquez Rios was charged with manslaughter and remanded to the Orange County Jail. Natasha Patterson and her 6 children have been living in one of the renovated apartments on South Street in the city of Newburgh, but she's been forced to abandon her home because of rat infestation. She's not satisfied with the efforts of Rupco, which manages the apartments, to get rid of the vermin that can be seen running across the floor. Mrs. Patterson said one ran across her face while she was in bed sleeping.
There's drop-ins on my bed. Then that other picture of when I'm sitting in my room and it's running on the floor. Now it's up on my computer. My daughter said there was one upstairs. So within the last couple of weeks, I don't know what happened. My house is not dirty.
Rupco Executive Director Kevin O'Connor said there's a reason for the sudden problem.
It's a citywide issue. There's cleaning out the storm drains, and it's flushing out rats.
Rupco placed the Patterson family in a motel for the time being, but Mrs. Patterson said it was full of bed bugs. O'Connor says they would move the family to other temporary lodging until the infestation problem in their home has been remediated. The search continues for missing Port Jervis woman Brittany Hendershot, a 20-year-old Port Jervis High School graduate who gave birth to a son on Mother's Day, left home on June 12th, and has not been seen or heard from in nearly a month since July 7th. Port Jervis Police Chief William Warden has confirmed, meanwhile, that another missing person report has been filed with the police department, this one for 28-year-old Port Jervis resident Heather Callis. The second missing person is reported by her grandfather to have been picked up from Big Pond Road and dropped off near the Family Dollar store more than a month ago. Her mother, Rosa, is asking for aid in locating her daughter.
Community could help by, reaching out, seeing if they've seen her, heard from her, or anything. Just call Port Jervis Police or the whole, program. If someone could, help, it would be great because her kids want her home and we want her home. We need her home.
William Callis said his granddaughter was last heard from or seen on June 20th. She is the mother of 5 children. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji, 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
Orange County's Gun Involvement Violence Elimination Program, or GIVE, funded by the state, is at a stalemate of sorts because the local parties involved cannot come to an agreement as to which agency the program administrator should be assigned. The state funding for the program is divided among the City of Newburgh, District Attorney's Office, Probation Department, Sheriff's Office, and a lesser amount to the City of Middletown. For the last several years, the program administrator has been assigned to the DA's office under an agreement with the former Newburgh mayor and police chief. She's since moved on. DA David Hoovler would like to continue that format, but Newburgh Mayor Torrance Harvey told Mid-Hudson News that's not going to happen.
The city manager manages the city in the city of Newburgh, and the district attorney of Orange County does not manage the city of Newburgh, right? Nor does the district attorney and Orange County manage the City of Newburgh Police Department.
Mayor Harvey says they will name an administrator, something to which D.A. Hubler is opposed. A 24-year-old Kingston man was sentenced in Ulster County Court Wednesday to 7 years in state prison and 10 years of post-release supervision for having sex with an 8-year-old girl. Carlos Butts Powell pled guilty in May to sexual abuse. Beginning in late 2021 through this March 21st, he began inappropriately touching the victim. He was renting a room in the same house as the family, who lived in a separate room. On March 21st, the victim missed her school bus, and Butts Powell forcibly engaged in sexual acts, including intercourse with the child. The victim's mother noticed marks on the child's body when she was changing into her pajamas late that evening, and she told her mother what had happened. They notified the police. Officials from the Virginia engineering and architectural firm Mason and Hanger came to the shoreline of the Hudson River at Cowawisea Unique Park at Plum Point to celebrate the feat over 100 years ago of the building of the Catskill Aqueduct, and two young men who were out metal detecting and found artifacts in the area of Moodna Siphon Shaft. The shaft brought air and supplies to the workers and mules below who were constructing the tunnel. That was to bring water all the way from the Ashokan and Schoharie reservoirs and ultimately dig through bedrock over 600 feet beneath the Hudson River and on to New York City during a span of about 11 years. Mason and Hanger President Ben Lilly made the trip up to Plum Point, which has a spectacular view of Storm King Mountain and Breakneck Ridge, to accept a special gift commemorating the colossal achievement.
I think this represents a great historical moment for New York, and the aqueduct that was constructed to supply water to New York City back in the early 1900s, and the history of Mason Hanger as being a part of that infrastructure development.
The artifacts located included eating utensils, a helmet, coins, suspender clasps, and copper work ID tags stamped with Mason and Hanger Company. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.